launching us into the vortex.
I am so friggin' proud right now. My daddy came to see me, and he kind of freaked me out. He looks at me, and he looks around, and he goes, "Did you know Ontario isn't a province?" I live in Canada, Ontario, obviously. And I'm like, no, I didn't hear that. What are you talking about? He goes, well, Ontario's not a province. He's cocky like I am. Well, I guess I'm cocky like he is. I go, yeah, Dad, I get that, but where are you going with this? What the hell is it? And he goes, he looks at, we're in my apartment. There's nobody there. He looks side to side. It's a corporation. And I swear, my jaw just, I'm like, holy, where are you getting this from? Because I've been trying to tell him this stuff for the last couple of years, and he has himself convinced that I am a mental case. He's told me, you're a mental case. I love you anyway, I'm supposed to, but you're a mental case, Steve. All it took was a buddy of his who's awakening, and someone he respects, to tell him, hey, there's some tomfoolery going on. I don't care how he got the information. That's friggin' awesome. And of course I open up, yeah, 1913 the USA was bought by a friggin' Rothschild's family, and Canada is owned by the Rothschild family. They own the Bank of America and the Bank of Canada, blah, 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 blah. And yeah, I was a happy boy. This is my brother calling me. This is the song I got for him. Hello, you're live on the air.
Hey, what's up?
I'm doing a video. Okay, so last show, I started poking bears about the Apollo program. It's a fake. I know it's a fake. A lot of other people out there know it's a fake. And I talked about one reason that they had faked it. Now we're going to get into another one. It was actually mentioned in the last video by one of the videos I had playing. Phil Schnieder. What did they do with the money? I'm going to put a clip on of him. Not the whole video, but, and if you don't trust me, go look at one yourself. The guy's fingers are melted. He was gutted like a fish. He even opens up his shirt and shows the scar from his neck to his, basically his genitalia. And that's where all that money's been going. They made rockets that could get us into low Earth atmosphere, and that is it. Why? There's a deeper reason to that we'll get into on the next show. For right now, let's check in with Phil Schnieder. Oh, did I mention he was murdered, choked to death with his own catheter? Pretty fucking grisly. Why would they do that if he wasn't telling truth?
One thing I really want your generation to embrace is that the Earth is a closed system. We cannot leave the Earth.
One thing I really want your generation to embrace is that the Earth is a closed system. We cannot leave the Earth.
One thing I really want your generation to embrace is that the Earth is a closed system. We cannot leave the Earth.
One thing I really want your generation to embrace is that the Earth is a closed system. We cannot leave the Earth.
I'm Phil Schnieder. I spent 17 years in black budget programs, government geologist, as engineer, structural engineer with aerospace applications. Self-taught metallurgist, became kind of famous in my own right. 1947 is what the public has been told. Something crashed in the backyard in New Mexico, a place called Roswell, New Mexico. Unfortunately, that's what the public's been told. The military's known about the alien question for the better part of 70 years, and they first saw their glimpse of what was going on as early as 1909 in the American Southwest. Now, Army cavalry evidently were chasing some bandits, and they entered this cave. They were holed up in a cave, and what they found in there was flying discs and little gray guys and all kinds of weird things, and they didn't know how to explain that, and they wrote them down as best they could, and it's been in secret archives ever since. And it's up down by the Truth or Consequences area of New Mexico. Right now, there are 131 active deep underground military bases in the United States. There's 1,477 of them worldwide. Each one has an average cost of $17 to $19 billion. Each one is built in the site. It used to be it'd take a year to 2 years to build each one, and now they're capable of building a couple of them a year with sophisticated methods. My colleague Al Bielik has actually been on some of the high-speed railways, the magneto-leviton trains that connect all the deep underground military bases within the United States. He's been on a Mach 2 train and floats off of a single rail at 3/4 of an inch off the rail, and is what you'd call high-tech. We have nothing like this on the surface. The public basically has been totally lied to. We're considered stupid or even moronic in some cases. I'm breaking the law. I'm breaking world as well as federal law, coming out and even talking about this to a group of people. I love my country more than I love my life. 2 weeks ago, I was shot in the shoulder. I don't want to gore you women out, but I was shot in the shoulder up here. I recently have become friends of a retired FBI agent who took me under the wing. He says, I've never seen a person braver than you, and I said, well, there's more coming. In working with the black projects, I was very loyal. I was picked because I was very strong mentally. There's a bunch of us that were picked because we don't crack under pressure. We don't freak under pressure, so to speak. Everyday events don't bother us. I was involved in building another base inside of Dulce, New Mexico, which is Los Alamos Laboratory. It's a biological laboratory. On the southwest part of the Archuleta Mesa, we built an underground facility, a better part of 3 cubic miles hollowed out underground. Then to the southwest of that, we were in the process of the early stages of building. We drilled 4 large tunnel-like holes. Some of them ran 2.5 miles under the surface. Number of the original wells or drilling machines that were used were at the rate of 2 miles a day. It was fairly rapid. The equipment kept coming up broken. So we wanted to go down, we wanted to send somebody down there, a human observer, or human observers in this case, to find out what was going on. Well, to our total surprise, first of all, the government knew all about it. They didn't tell anybody. When I saw Green Beret and Black Beret people encamped inside of our geologist camp, I knew something was up, the gig was up. First of all, I knew all about the alien agenda. I'll explain that in a few minutes. The large alien grays had been encamped there for as best as believed possible about 400 or 500 years. It had been one of their internal bases. And we'd drilled holes right on top of it. All the stinking air, all the black sooty air. Anyway, after we drilled all 4 holes, it took about 2 days to drill all 4 of them. And when you build an underground base, you drill 4 basic holes, and then you build called stopes or cross-member holes across, and you use blasting equipment, special blasting equipment by the analyzation of the rock formation, and you literally blast out or tunnel out or deflagrate or melt rock out to build the large rooms that are required for this underground base. Well, in this process, I was lowered down the basket of one of these holes, and about from me to this elderly woman here in the front was sitting a 7-foot-tall alien gray. The stench was worse than the worst garbage can you can imagine. The person was or the entity was absolutely horrible. I didn't waste any time. I reached for my pistol. At that time, as an engineer, I didn't have time to carry all the folderol of one of these big submachine guns that all the sea spray and the yellow fruit and all the outer perimeter and inner perimeter security people carried. I carried a little Walther PPK pistol with a 9-shot clip. This is in late August of 1979. Now, you got a regular suit of clothes, you got a regular clothes on, plus you're in almost like a spacesuit environment, and you're reaching for a gun. It's not the easiest thing to do, and then to pop a clip in it and start shooting. And I killed 2 of them. Yes, they're mortal, and they do die. However, in the process, one of them did this. All I remember is that he just kind of waved his hand in front of his chest, and the next thing I know, this blue beam hit me and just literally opened me up like a fish. And burnt my fingers right off of me, and it was some form of electrical force, because the kind of like being hit by a lightning bolt burned all my toenails off of me, completely crispy crittered my left foot, burnt the shoe right off of me. All I remember is the smoking remains, and I'm still conscious, but in and out of, I didn't remember much. And there was a Green Beret that was right behind me that risked his life. In fact, he died. But he risked his life. He shoved me back in the basket and hit the button and took me up. And I wouldn't be alive talking to you today if it wasn't for him. I'm forever indebted. He lost his life. 66 Secret Service agents, Green Berets, Black Berets, crack troops lost their lives because the government, our United States government, lied, did not tell us anything about the alien threat.
You can't very well talk about Phil Schnieder and not bring up Bill Cooper. Another one who was murdered for telling the truth. Why was he murdered? What was the reason? Local police and law enforcement had no idea this was going down. This was county sheriffs or FBI or something like that. They lured this guy out of his home, pretending to be teenagers causing a ruckus at the end of his property. Lured him out of his home. When he realized what was going on, he hopped in his truck, tried to take off. They started shooting at him. He wound up being shot dead at his front door. And allegedly, he got to shoot one of them back. I hope it's true. I hope he really did. But I'm thinking, these guys are so fucking incompetent. They probably got shot by friendly fire and just decided to blame it on Bill Cooper to legitimize their murder of him. William Cooper, check out his book, Behold a Pale Horse. R.I.P., buddy. You and Phil. Stick around for the song of the day.
The only thing that can stop it is by waking up vast amounts of sleeping people. Sheeple is what they are. They are following the Judas goat right into the shearing pins, and from there they will go to the slaughter, and they will not know that anything is wrong until they smell the blood of the sheeple in front of them. And we should flood this nation with information. Not rumor, not opinion, not bullshit, documented fact. Everything you print must be documented. If it's not, eventually people will stop reading your newsletter or your newspaper, because all they have to do is check out a few things and find out it's not true, and you're finished. You must publish only documented fact. And you must stay away from printing articles from people who will not document as fact what they put in their articles. That's why my broadcast scares the hell out of socialists. That's why in a White House memorandum I was named as the most dangerous radio host in America, not because I'm going to go out and shoot somebody, but because I shoot documented facts which cannot be refuted. That's why. That's what's dangerous. Seek ye the truth, and the truth will make you free, and nothing else will do it. Jesus Christ has never lied to anybody. Why won't you listen to him? Don't spread a rumor. Spread the truth. Document it. Prove it. Make it irrefutable, and you too will become dangerous to those who admire us in lies and enslave us in socialism. Anytime any system makes you dependent upon anybody or anything or any system, you are enslaved. Understand that. It doesn't have to be chains of iron. You don't have to be hanging up on a wall. You just have to be obligated. That's all it takes.
Johnny wishes he was famous, spends his time alone in the basement with a Lennon and Cobain and a guitar and a stereo. And while he wishes he could escape this, but it all seems so contagious not to be yourself and faceless in a song that has no soul. I remember feeling low, and I remember losing hope, and I remember all the feelings in the day they stopped. We are all innocent. We are all innocent. We are all innocent. We are all innocent. We are. Oh, and Gina's losing faith in what she knows. It's her music, it's all of her clothes. Thinks of surgery and a new nose, every calories a war. And what she wishes she was a dancer, and that she never heard of cancer.